Do you want to rehearse a little bit?
I don't know if we want to do gesture stuff first or rehearsal stuff.
What would you like to do?
Can we try gesture? I feel like that would help them more.
Great, awesome.
Okay.
All right, nice work. So I noticed something about your gesture, the more I'm learning about you, is that the purpose of your left hand is very interesting to me because it exists on a very different plane, right? So your focal point with your right hand, your pattern hand, is very clear. But when you make the choice to employ your left hand, it comes out in this direction. So whenever you show information, what they see is this focal point on the side of your hand. Now, if it's a conscious decision, that's great, and that's fine. But I wonder, ultimately, what is the purpose of your left hand with showing this information?
No, it needs to come here.
Okay, good. Let's work on that for now.
Okay.
Because I noticed at the very beginning, you show your cutoffs with the ooh with this.
Yeah.
There's sometimes I think that it's brilliant, but I don't think it's a conscious decision. So let's try it again once more from the beginning. What did you just do with your left hand? What was the purpose?
To cue the movement for the alto.
Great. And then you did something else to revive the C sharp. It's a C sharp, right?
Oh, I was going like this, and then it was going under, so I had to.
Okay, great. So that was conscious decision.
Yeah.
That's great. So something to think about in the future.
Okay.
I want to be super picky about these oohs.
Okay, good.
Okay? So what I see is incredibly clear, but you have a crescendo, a crescendo that you're responsible for, right? So if you are going to not make, if you're going to make a decision to put your left hand to the side, then your right hand has two jobs, is to cue the ooh and to show spin. Something that we're working with Lauren for Locus Iste is you can show the next arrival of the chord sagittally while also dictating a crescendo, right? So if you're going to conduct air, right? Okay?
Yeah.
Just try it like that. Good. So that's better. I'm going to be picky about the fact that it's your arrival points.
It's not the right one.
It's not something the character. And it's also about the travel.
Yeah.
So what I saw was here, there's another measure, that's another measure. But what about the air that helps with the crescendo? So there's still movement after the arrival, which is also going to help you with the onset, which we talked about, right? So can you figure out how to cue them without the glottal?
Okay.
Good. with connecting, are you trying to connect it emotionally? What is the connection that you're trying to foster?
I think, oh, I'm sorry, I stabbed you. I think, I think there's like an emotional shift there. And it's displayed here, but this transition is really important because it's like, you're wondering, with the text, it's like, is it gonna be heard? And then they come in with like that reassurance of, and then angels make soar.
Talking about measure 17 and 18. Okay, so what indicator on the score is telling us that there's going to be a transition that we need to show?
The entrance of the soprano also the, yeah.
Okay, and then what happens?
There's a crescendo.
Oh, weird. Okay. Right, so there's a lot of information, right? So let that guide your way, because it's pianissimo to crescendo, but what is it crescendo to?
Only a mezzo piano.
So the question is it crescendo to something else and going back to mezzo piano, because it doesn't dictate what's here, or is it a crescendo to a mezzo piano?
Yes. I look at it more as a color shift, if that makes sense.
Okay, what's the color?
It's going from like this darkness to more of a like hopeful.
Okay.
And the colorness, I feel like it would be louder than a mezzo piano there, and then go back to mezzo piano.
Louder than a mezzo piano, but he says mezzo piano here.
Oh, okay.
So do you want to follow through the composer's wishes, or do you want to?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's good. So I have a whole diagram here for that. Okay. Okay, so if we're going for a shift, what about our gesture can we change here?
The character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we be a bit more buoyant, and then we can talk about hand position right after that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go from picking up friends into on the 2/4 bar. At the odd tempo, yeah.
Let my love be
Good. So you said you wanted to describe this section again?
Light and hopeful and open.
Okay, all right. So we have to portray that with our body somehow, because the way that you're conducting it is just how you did it with the first iteration with the tenors. Okay, I'm gonna get after your case about this. I did not see a crescendo on love.
Okay.
Okay, so how could we do it?
Start closer to the body and perhaps come out this way.
Okay, does this have to be? Does this? When I see this, I see your arrival points to be really, really heavy here on the crescendo. So because maybe it's more pianissimo, is there a way that we can show it a bit more saggily, more connected, so that we can ensure that 18 is a bit more successful?
Okay.
Say please.
Yep.
Let my love be
And that's how you achieve that buoyancy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because all about, when we work with the sagittal crescendo, sorry to be a little crude about it, but like you have to have a little bit of pit space too.
Yeah.
Like this type of nonverbal cue, what this does to the breath,
It's,
is such a fascinating concept, right? But when you come here, then an option that we can use is we can talk about hand position. Right? So your hand position is consistently consistent. And then that also your beat placements are very consistently consistent. That may not always be the case.
Okay.
Right? Because who has the melodic, who has the melody right now?
Soprano.
That's different than before.
Yeah.
Okay, different key too. Right? So we can have the option to give more information on one beat, pull on beat 2, show more beat 3, come back on 4. You can shape so much about where you place your beat and the character of your beat. Not everything has to be consistent, okay? Because there's so much information on this board,
Yeah.
okay? Check it out real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, can everyone sing this credit measure 18?
Do I get to like?
Yeah, you know what's happening.
Angels raise soar unto God's own.
Good, do something different. Again, measure 18. Sing exactly how she conducts.
Oh no. Okay. Yes.
Angels raise soar unto God's own.
That was cool. Try something else.
Angels raise soar unto God's own.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? You have command over this. You have the skills over this. So you need to make the decision to always be musical, okay? Because you can do it. The thing though, to be super specific, whenever you see a triplet like this, because we're gonna go to, I'm super excited about that. Wow, that's a lot of red ink, friend. Okay, so you have options about showing the character of the triplet.
Yeah.
And the character of the triplet in this piece is dependent upon if it's tied or not. Okay? And if it's tied, it's the character of the click. How proactive do you want that triplet to be? How hypo or hyper functional do you want it to be? We can go angels, right? We could go be-da, soft, da-da-dee, hard play, da-dum-bum, right? Because everything is so, the way that he wrote the melody, while horizontal, is still very angular because of the tempo, the difference in meter markings.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna click, when are you gonna click, and what is the character of each triplet now? Try it again, measure 18.
Angels raise soar unto God's own light.
Can I try something different?
Yes.
Okay.
Angels raise soar unto God's own.
That's the best one.
Yeah, I like that.
What did you do?
I sang it in my head before they did it, and how I would sing it is how I go through it.
Are you trying to say that your process as a musician, all components are connected somehow? Okay, that's great. Okay. Like that.
Thank
That's
you.
good. All right. Let's put it together. Meow, 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 meow. Tenor bass.
Yeah, the two keys.
Let my love be
Shape. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you for your Measure 30.
Let's fly
Fantastic.
Ah,
Can you give a round of applause for that? That's hard. Round of applause. Now,
I realized I was too out here at the beginning.
so timing,
Yeah.
right? This whole crescendo is the longest crescendo of your life. Yeah? Okay. It's a pacing exercise because at some point in this, we need to think about what else besides wingspan and arm span can we use to show a bigger frame, right? So something we can use too is we can, yes, this gets bigger, right? This takes up more space, fine, right? That's one thing to consider. But eventually you're gonna have to think about, I wonder if I could move my feet out a bit more. I wonder if I could appear to be more settled. I wonder if I could add intensity to my eyes, right? So how are you gonna choreograph that crescendo in terms of wingspan, arm span? I'm gonna put my feet out right here. I'm gonna settle down. I'm gonna add some fire to my eyes. All of that are tools to show a 7,000-year long crescendo. Because that's all this crescendo is.
Yeah.
Because you lose the intensity automatically if you are like, I'm too far out and we have 17 more measures to go, right? That's one thing to think about. The other thing to think about too is da 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 dee da da da. This is not coming in on a triplet framework.
Yeah.
You are showing a triplet cue for that.
Yeah.
Do you stay with them?
I was at one point and then I realized I neglected them.
Right.
Yeah.
So what does that balancing act look like? Does this have to be necessarily cued through hands?
No.
How are you going to regard the tenor and basses?
I think that's maybe more of a head expression into them.
Perfect. Okay, let's try it one more time. Last thing we do. How many times did you with that smart?
Yeah. Let's do it in measure 30. Oh, you can stand it, yeah.
Not too big.
Oh,
Rein it in. Rein that in. It's way too far out. That's your 1,000 paper cranes as a section.
Okay, yeah.
Now there are a couple of things too. You know, I love all of this markings. That's great. It shows such great dedication and skill.
Trying to keep track of them.
Right, and I get it, right?
Yeah.
That's how my brain works too. I need all of the lines and things too. I would consider too, as you're choreographing this, knowing that we had a conversation about conducting as acting too, what are you going to portray in each measure? What moves? What is getting bigger? How is it expanding? Right? That's one thing.
Yeah.
The last thing to consider is, you do have an opportunity to connect on the tenors and basses on heard.
Yes.
But careful not to show so much triteness that they get the most grossest shadow vowel in the entire world.
Okay.
Right? Ta!
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, next job.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.